This is the tampered-with dash camera of Officer Matthew WASSMER from the Salina, Texas Police Department. Officer WASSMER is stopping Garth from the Bull's Deep Channel under the false pretense of a defective license plate light. The 4 spotlights, in combination with the high beams on the vehicle, were used to not only intimidate Garth, but to conceal the fact that the license plate lights on Garth's vehicle were fully functional. WASSMER has a reputation for lying about license plate lights, as James Freeman would discover.
He would pull people over and tell them that he pulled you over because your license plate light is out. He won't let you get out of the car, and when you get home, all of a sudden your license plate light is working. And then he'll just say, oh, well, you know, it might have been a short, you know, I don't know, something got bumped and it went out when I pulled you up, but it was out when I pulled you over.
During the unlawful stop, WASSMER discovered Garth was known for defending citizens from corrupt police.
You motherfucker.
So WASSMER hatched a plan for some payback that would blow up in his face and lead to his termination from the Salina Police Department.
7153, copy 28. How you doing? I'm Officer WASSMER, Salina Police Department. You have your license and insurance on here. So the tag that's on the back of your vehicle, is that a good tag?
I bought the car at auction.
Okay. Do you have proof of purchase?
Yeah.
WASSMER was about to take Garth's proof of ownership required to transfer the title of the vehicle, and then keep him detained for an unconstitutional 30 minutes, so when he returned his license and handed him the ticket, he wouldn't notice the missing paperwork. The car was purchased at auction in Texas but was last titled in Louisiana. WASSMER knows with this type of purchase, if you lose the receipt, you are out of luck.
So by signing on the screen right here, it's not admission of guilt. You have 20 days to contact our courts. Okay, you have 3 different ways you can contact. Give it about 3 business days, and you can go to this address, call this phone number, or scan this QR code. Your expired Florida driver's license is right there on the back side, okay?
He hands Garth the ticket and his license, but no purchase receipt. After Garth returned home and discovered his license plate lights were functional, and locating James Freeman's video documenting WASSMER's reputation for this tactic, Garth discovered he was missing the auction purchase receipt and requested the dash camera and body camera videos, which would lead to a complaint for WASSMER lying about the license plate lights, unlawfully seizing the auction purchase receipt, blinding Garth with 4 spotlights to cover up the fact his license plate lights were functional, speeding without using his emergency lights, and tailgating. The Salina Police Department would conduct an internal investigation that was about as useless as tits on a bull, prompting Garth to record this video for the Salina PD brass.
This is how Lieutenant Kyle Peck of the Salina, Texas Police Department responded to the complaint. It says when Officer WASSMER returned to his patrol unit after completing the stop, you could still see the crumpled up paper on his dash that he forgot to give back to Garth in his body camera footage. The camera was then shut off. I asked Officer WASSMER if he still had the paper early this week when Garth first emailed the department complaining about it. Officer WASSMER looked for the paper in his patrol unit but could not locate it. Officer WASSMER told me that he does not remember what happened to the paper. Today, he looked for the paper again, but could not find it. You know why he couldn't find it? Because he threw it away.
Garth would soon discover filing a complaint with the Texas Rangers would be just as effective as filing a complaint with the Texas Longhorns. And the FBI are BFFs with the LEOs. But FML wasn't an option. So he took matters into his own hands and spread the 411 on the local social media, exposing corruption in the department and prompting the fire chief and police chief, Mark Medker, to retire early when the taxpayers learned the emergency responders took $7.2 million in federal grants, intended to adequately staff the city with first responders, and used the money to adequately stuff their own pockets. Garth still had a score to settle with Officer WASSMER and the city of Salina. He remembered that WASSMER resembled something out of a Mad Max movie that evening, with WASSMER seemingly appearing from nowhere, out of the pitch black, with 4 spotlights and the high beams on his vehicle turning night into day, temporarily blinding Garth. So he watched the body camera and dash camera videos side by side looking for discrepancies. It was immediately apparent that someone tampered with the dash camera video by filtering out the light, illuminating the trees on the right side of the road. You can see this was not done in the body camera video on the left. The videos are precisely synced, so any illuminated trees in the body camera should be visible in the dash camera. But it is clear they are not. But Garth wanted to seal the deal with irrefutable proof, so he went through the video frame by frame. This is where he noticed the trees on the side of the bridge were completely removed from the dash camera video. Garth took to Google Maps and found pictures of the missing trees next to the bridge from a few months prior, as well as the same month the stop occurred. There were many other telltale signs of evidence tampering, like the total change in luminosity after completely crossing the bridge, evident in the bottom right-hand corner. Garth would file a motion to suppress the evidence, citing the violations of federal and state constitutional rights, and going on to call out Sergeant Shane DeGeorge for lying about WASSMER's top speed. DeGeorge didn't think Garth would obtain the GPS data for WASSMER's vehicle, but he was wrong. The motion to suppress the evidence would expose the complete idiocracy of our police officers in this country today. By exposing every facet of this unconstitutional stop, made without reasonable suspicion or probable cause, where the officer would lie about the reason for the stop, which appears to be premeditated when considering the blatant and dangerous use of 4 spotlights, in combination with the high beams on his vehicle. During the unlawful stop, the officer dispossessed the driver of a document required to title the vehicle. Perhaps the most concerning evidence contained in the motion to suppress is the letters sent by Lieutenant John Jackson, where he admits WASSMER took the document, then concludes that WASSMER did nothing wrong. With Garth holding little faith in getting a fair hearing on the motion to suppress, he decided to delve into the city documents to verify the validity of the court. It took less than 5 minutes of research to discover the Municipal Court of Salina, Texas, has been operating unlawfully for more than 20 years. According to the City Home Rule Charter, the equivalent of a constitution for the city, under Section 6.01 of the Home Rule Charter, it states, "The city shall by ordinance create and provide for a municipal court, to be known as the Municipal Court of the City of Salina, Texas." But when you reference the city ordinances, looking for the requisite ordinance creating the municipal court, Garth would discover the city council never took the time to create and provide for a municipal court by ordinance. In short, the municipal court had been operating unlawfully for more than 20 years. So Garth did what any good citizen would do and informed the city they had 2 options. They could either dismiss all charges, or Garth would be forced to file an injunction invalidating the court, which would include every case ever heard in the court. The court wisely decided to drop all charges, citing, quote, "interest of judicial economy." There is still one score to settle. After repeated requests to be compensated for the loss of use of the vehicle, for which WASSMER unconstitutionally seized the title paperwork, it is now time to take it to the next level and file a 42 United States Code Section 1983 lawsuit. When the dust settles, the details will be provided. In the meantime, drop a like and subscribe to keep in the loop and help fight tyranny. Check out some of Garth's other handiwork in one of these videos.